Welcome to a special presentation of a Rocket Coaches Show. We have Coach Bayley McDonald. This is her third season as the volleyball coach here, and very successful. This is you've won the district tournament every time you've been the coach, and you won it the year before when you were the assistant. So you're looking for a Four-Peat this postseason. Your girls are favored to win this right now, Coach McDonald.
Yeah, we are undefeated in the district, and we're also, I don't think nobody's beat us in a set, so we are in the district perfect, and I plan on keeping it that way, and the girls plan on keeping it that way, and as far as we're concerned, we plan on that being the new normal for our program.
Well, the road to the district championship has certainly gone through Crittenden County the last few years, and this time you'll be playing it at Trigg County on Tuesday night. Now, Livingston and Trigg County will play the first game. They're the 2 and 3 seed. And is there either team that you would rather not face, or one you would like to face, or do you have an idea who you might see?
Both of those programs have new coaches this year, and I have seen the last time that we played Livingston, we went over to their place. We had to finish that second game, and Riley Smith was out for that game, and they really played ball with us in this season. This is probably the best that I've seen Livingston play. Also, on the flip side of that, Trigg County has a new coach too. He's really great. He seems to know a lot. He has a lot of energy too, and that program has also grown a lot in the last year. And I think if I got to pick, I would rather face Trigg County because I think they might just be a little bit weaker than Livingston. But overall, we're really confident in either one that we face. And the girls are prepared, and the girls know, there's a lot of pressure to keep that perfect record in the district, and, they look forward to doing it again, and they're excited for not only this year but the next few years to come.
Well, if you look down your list of games this year, the results, it looks like mostly the larger schools have beaten you. You've lost a couple of games, maybe the Christian Fellowship right out of the chute. You had some girls sick, I believe.
Yeah, we did.
And maybe that's the odd man out on there. But otherwise, Madisonville, Henderson, you've lost to Caldwell County a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I know that kind of leaves a little bad taste
in
your mouth, doesn't it? Because,
it does.
Your alma mater.
The last time we played Caldwell, though, we really played ball with them. I was super impressed with our girls. That second set, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was 31-29 in the second set. I think overall the mindset of, Crittenden County has always been a little bit weaker. In the last couple of years, we've really been starting to build our mindsets and things like that. We can compete with a lot of the big schools. I didn't get a chance to play with Crittenden County. We had to cancel that game, and then also I didn't get UHA on the schedule like I wanted to. Those are two teams in our region that I really wanted to play. I think we could have played really well with. It's a lot about mindset. It's a lot about energy. Volleyball is kind of, all sports are like that, but volleyball is a huge energy game, a huge mental game, and if we can start walking in the gym like we own the gym, I think that's going to change a lot of the ways that we play, and I think in the next couple of years, that's really going to shift. This year, in past seasons, those big games like the Caldwell game and the Madisonville game, they didn't hurt as bad. You know what I mean? The girls came in expecting to lose, whereas in this year, we really put up a fight. Madisonville was an off night for us, and we didn't get to show what we have. But other than that, the girls, it hurt their feelings when they lost. They were really trying, and I think that says a lot about where we're going and where we're headed.
Well, I know you've been trying to develop that type of swagger, we'll call it, when you walk into the gym. As you say, over the years, Crittenden County has not fared that well in volleyball, but you have had some great seasons. Had a 26-win season in 2006 and 25-win season in 2018. Now, volleyball only began here in 2003, and you have 13 wins this season, and I think that ranks in the top third of the and you still got some games to go.
Yeah.
So looking for a very positive postseason, I know, and then move with the district, and then move on to that that regional tournament where you make a little noise. Let's talk a little bit about some of your players. First of all, I want to recognize Cobie Evans, our sponsor for today's show. Cobie is an attorney in Smithland and here in Marion. And I'm not sure whose side Cobie's going to be on for this Crittenden and Livingston, if you play Livingston.
Yeah.
But we appreciate Cobie Evans and what he does for the community and making sure these sports programs get some recognition they deserve.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about your roster. Addy Kirby's your only senior.
She's our only senior. She's our only upperclassman at that.
And we're going to visit with her in just a moment.
Yeah, she's the only upperclassman I have. Everybody else on the team are sophomores, freshmen, and below. Addy has been with me since I started. She's played club ball in the off season, and she's held really strong spots on the floor altogether. I think she's played varsity most of the time. I want to say I think she got a lot of time her freshman year. I think that was my first year, and she really has developed as a leader this year for our younger girls. She's my kill leader. She always has a super strong serve. We've had in the past couple weeks, Riley Smith has been kind of in and out with some injury, and she stepped up and played a setter role for me a little bit. So she's just really a great all-around ball player. She really understands the game. She's really kind of taken into that leadership role that I needed this year.
Now, I know she's battled some injury lately. Is she going to be available for the district tournament?
She is going to be at practice Monday, and we are very hopeful that she is back for good on Monday.
Good.
We're going to miss her this weekend, but things are looking up. She just needed a little bit more rest. A lot of people know Riley Smith, and she is a go-getter and an athlete, and she doesn't want to be off the floor, and her body was just telling her she needed to rest a little bit longer. So we're looking forward to her being back with Mister.
Jay, I want to mention that Addy Kirby has 122 kills. Now, that's by far the best on the team. Carly Porter is second with 46, and you have a whole host of girls right there in that 38 to 46 range.
Yeah.
But Addie's really been incredible up there on the net.
Yeah, Addy gets a lot of the balls, and Addy hits right side. And last year she took over that role. And right side's a little bit different. A lot of the time, a lot of your kills are going to come from the outside of the floor, in the middle of the floor. And right side is normally a setter, normally a blocker. And so I think a lot of the way that Addy scores so many points is that a lot of teams don't set up or practice a lot of right side attacks where they really prepare for the outside and middle swing. Right side is kind of the one-off. That's sometimes doesn't get as many sets, but on our team, that's our biggest hitter, and she gets a lot of the balls, and it coming from that opposite side of the floor really makes a difference. When you're swinging from the right side and you're going across, that's going straight to their setter, right? So their setter has to play defense, and that takes them out of their offense if the setter's taking the first ball. So I think that has a lot to do with how she scores so many points. Like I said, she's our top scorer every single game, has all season besides I think one game, and I think that's what we really needed. It'll be interesting to see kind of next year how those kills shuffle out.
Yeah, when she's gone. Talk a little bit about Addie's presence on the team, her leadership, being the only upperclassman, and how she relates to the rest of the girls.
She is very, she's very to the point, like we talked about earlier. She's very to the point. She loves the game, and I think, she knew coming into this she was going to have to be a big leader, a big role model for these girls. Sophomores and freshmen, they still have a lot of kid in them. They have a lot of goofiness. They like to play, and upperclassmen are kind of to that point. They're varsity level players. Varsity are the ones that pay the bills, and they know they have a job to get done. And she's kind of been like mom on the team. She'll go on the floor, let's get this done, and then she's like, okay, guys, you guys got to reel it in. We got to play ball. She keeps them focused on what we're doing, and she keeps the what am I trying to think of? She keeps the standard high. There's a time to play, and there's a time to get the job done, and she makes sure the younger girls know, this is the time that we work.
Well, it's great that you have that leadership out of your lone senior on the team.
My lone wolf.
So she's got to have broad shoulders to handle this.
Yeah,
right?
she does. She's been really helpful.
So let's talk some more about a couple other girls. J-League champion, 158 digs. That's pretty strong.
That's pretty good. As her, she's a sophomore this year. This is the first year that she's really taken over that spot. I had 4 seniors last year, and that kind of libero position shuffled between a few of them. J-League didn't get to see the floor a lot, and she knew last year when the season ended that, that's where I was looking. That's kind of who I was looking at. I needed her to have a really strong off season, and she went to club ball and really got a lot of work done. J-Lee's a really athletic gal. She has a lot of heart in her, and I think a libero, a defensive player, has to have a lot of heart and a lot of hustle, because that's a different kind of role. Those players don't get as much glory as, say your hitters and stuff. But she's kind of really settled into that role. We have a lot of learning to do. Like I said, for sophomores, we got more growing, but things are looking really good for her. This was a good starter season on varsity for her, I think.
So on aces this year, Sophie Watson 41, Addy Kirby 38. So there's another one. Addy's way up there in the statistical category, but Sophie Watson, good showing.
Yeah, Sophie. I remember last year, I put her in. This is kind of when I knew that she had a pretty nasty serve. She's got a really good jump serve. We went over to Hawkins Central. It was probably mid-season, and my older girls just weren't getting the ball in the box. And I'm really big on controlling the things that you can control. So in a volleyball game, the one thing that you have 100% control over is your serve. It's only you. You've got to serve it into the box, right? And I'm really big on controlling that serve, giving a good, solid serve over the net. And my older girls just weren't getting it done, so I pulled Sophie in, and I told her to go back there and serve because I knew she had a good serve. And I think she rattled off like 8 or 9 or 10 aces, like just killed the ball over and over and served it. And I was like, oh, wow. You've really got it. You've really got a great serve, and we've been building on that. And now she is our ace leader. She's my second server, and I'm always looking at her to give me a good serve. And Sophie's another player that's really kind of come together. She plays front row on the outside, but I've also got her playing defense. And to have a full rotation spot says a lot about what kind of player you are, because you've got your front row, your 5'9s, your 5'10s, and then you've got your back row who sub in for them in the back. But Sophie's a pretty well-rounded volleyball player. Again, she's a sophomore, so we have more growing to do. But I really look for Sophie to be a really strong player in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and again, another one of those young players.
Yeah.
Peyton Hall's really coming on. She has a dozen blocks, and Carly Porter's another one. That she's shot up.
Yeah,
and she's got 10 blocks, and those girls look pretty good, and they're young too.
They're young too. Carly Porter kind of showed out last year. It was her 8th grade year. I caught a little bit of flack, but I thought Carly had it as an 8th grader, and Carly has this really special thing about her. She's super sweet and she's super calm, but when you put her on the floor, she really comes together, and her timing is great. And I'm really excited for her and the things that she's going to do. Peyton Hall is another one. Peyton Hall shot up too. A lot of my sophomores are tall. I mean, majority of my girls are taller than I am. And Peyton Hall was another one that played club ball in the off season. She got to play on Daniel Kortner's team. He's the Caldwell County head coach. And she really had an incredible club season, and she brought a lot of that into the high school season, and I was excited to see that. She also is another player that has a lot of energy, and when she's on, and she's blocking, she brings the energy to the floor, and she's really fun to watch. And I look forward to seeing what they do.
Any other players that we maybe have not mentioned that you would like to give a little love to?
Well, a little bit more on Riley. Since she's been out, you have those players that you always just depend on. They're going to come out, they're going to get the job done, they're going to always give you their best. And you can always tell when you're missing those players, you're missing those keys. She's our setter. She's, like I've said before, she's the quarterback of the team. She's the one that makes the play so the girls can hit the ball. And when you're missing that key component, it really messes with your offense a lot. and she was a sound ball player last year as a freshman. She was the only girl on our team last year that got all regional team in the off season. And she has really stepped into this role and gotten even stronger. And I just think that she's a great ball player. And, it's really easy for players to plateau. You start off really strong. She's a strong freshman, and she just keeps getting better and better and understanding the game more and more. And I think, we're going to really, really miss Addy Kirby next year. She has been a key part of our offense and our defense this year, but I'm looking forward to, the sophomore and freshman class moving up and becoming true varsity. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right. Well, I know it's going to be a challenge next week as you move into the postseason, but being the number one seed going into the district tournament, I know you have a lot of confidence as well.
Yeah.
So good luck at the district level, and then on at the regionals, and hopefully we'll go deep and maybe get a regional championship in volleyball.
Maybe.
It'll be fun. And by the way, this is the football set. If I had a volleyball, I would have had it sitting
we'll have to
here.
get you one down
I
here
need to get
time.
one. Yeah, bring me one next time.
Yeah.
All right, stay with us. We're going to take just a moment and visit with our only senior on the volleyball team, Addy Kirby. All right, it's great to have Addy Kirby here with us on the set today and talk a little volleyball. Addy, this is the last go around for you. Is it emotional?
Yeah, a little bit. Last night was pretty emotional for me because it was our last regular season game, but I think it'll get more emotional when I'm at the last game ever. So.
That was Thursday night's game at home against Henderson. Yeah. A little disappointing, didn't win that game. They're a big school, huh?
Yeah, and they've got some really good players. I was really impressed with them. So.
They're one of the better teams in the region, aren't they?
They're the best team in the region.
Yeah. So, but you're the best team in the 5th district. I mean, you have the number one seed going into the postseason play. And how do you feel about that? You feel like you can handle Livingston or Trigg County, either one?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we'll do pretty good in the district tournament. We've handled them well all season, so I don't think we'll have a problem.
Yeah. Either one of them you'd really hate to see or like to see? You may not want to go out on that plank too far, huh?
Nah.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so this year you've kind of been a team leader statistically. I know we looked at some of your statistics, talked with Coach about some of the stuff. 122 kills, so you lead the team like 3 times as many as anybody else. But also, she talked a lot about your leadership at practice and off the floor, and is that something you've had to develop, or has it just come natural?
Oh, it's definitely a development. I think I've learned a lot through travel ball and just people older than me during practice. I see how they practice and how they perform and how that shows up in the game, and I think that's really important. So.
Do you ever feel like the old woman on the team?
Yeah, definitely. I think they would all say that too if you asked them. So.
Coach McDonald said sometimes it's tough for you to keep them in line. They want to play around a little like sophomores do.
They have a lot more energy than I do. So.
Yeah, well, hey, when you get over 50, it gets tougher. Trust me. Yeah. So enjoy your energy while you got it. So let's talk a little bit about this season. You started out and had some COVID issues, but otherwise been pretty stable. Do you feel like you've won most of the games you were supposed to this year?
Yeah, I feel like we've really played hard when we were supposed to. There's a few games, it just takes a little bit to come together as a team, especially with COVID and everything. Those setbacks, can show up in games sometimes, but I feel like we've done a pretty good job all season.
Are there any games? Is there one or two maybe that you'd like to have back that you think, gosh, that's a match we should have won?
I would really like to play Madisonville North again. Yeah. I hope we'll see them in the regional tournament, and that can be our rematch. But I don't know.
Yeah. So you feel like that's one that maybe got away from you a little bit. Yeah. Now, that first game against Christian Fellowship, of course, that's a first region team. I don't know a great deal about them, but we lost to them. I know it's a small private school. Was that one that kind of got away? Or?
Well, yes, they're definitely a very strong team, and I feel like if we played them now, the outcome would probably be a little different. But.
Who do you fear most in the region?
Henderson, yeah.
Anybody else? You have any fear for anybody else?
Not necessarily a fear. I feel like most teams in the region are pretty much where we're at, where it's a newer team with younger girls. So I feel like we can play with most teams in the region.
So if you get on the opposite bracket with Henderson in that regional tournament, you feel like you get to the regional championship this year?
Yes, I feel like we could.
Yeah, if you look at the RPI rankings, Henderson's number 1, Madisonville number 2, and we're number 3. So we're right there. What's got to happen for us to win the district and make a deep run in the playoffs?
You know, everybody's just got to have their moments in the game. You know, it takes everybody with the blocking, the passing, the setting. Everybody's just got to be on for our team to work. So,
tell me a couple of girls on a team that when the ball's in the air, you're thinking, I hope it goes to, because you know they're going to get this is third shot. I'm talking third shot. You know they're going to get it over.
Oh, definitely our middles. I feel like Peyton and Carly, they do a great job of blocking, not letting the ball come over at all, or just putting the ball in the right spot where it's supposed to go.
Who's that person when the lights come, when they come on and you know their heart's in it, their mind's in it? Who's that on the team?
Oh, Sophie. When she go, I can tell
Sophie
whenever
Watson.
she goes up to hit, whether it's going to be the best hit of her life or just a little tip. But I'm like, Sophie, you can hit the ball so well. I need you to do it every time.
Now, if you were going to have somebody drive you to Paducah for dinner, who would that be? Who's the safest driver?
Oh, well, I'm the only one who can drive, so
there you
it's
go.
me.
Trick question.
I drive myself.
Yeah. If one of those younger girls had to drive,
Oh, God.
if you had to give them the key.
Well, definitely not Riley Smith or Jaylee Champion. I don't even know. None of them.
It's just a hypothetical question anyway. Let's stick to the volleyball court.
Yeah.
And best of luck to you girls in the
Thank
postseason. And we're really excited for how this program has evolved in the last few years. And I know you've been a great part of that senior year. Good luck in your final down the stretch.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Addy Kirby.